Hello everyone and welcome back to Paw Did It Again. Today, I'm going to tell you all about this hat that I recently bought. It's friggin' awesome. And this is not it. This is it. Boston Scally Company, The Tradesman. Now, this is not a hat channel. Could be, but it's not a hat channel. It's not a beard channel, although it could be that too. Just a guy with a beard that bought an awesome hat, and I want to tell you about it. So let's get into this hat. The way I found out about this company was on Facebook, actually. And I'm not normally one to click on the little ads on Facebook because after you've clicked on them, it seems like that's all you see on your Facebook feed anymore after that. But this hat caught my attention. Like I said, it's called The Tradesman. And so I didn't go to them straight off of Facebook. I went to another browser and did a little digging on them. And so I thought $52 was a little bit expensive for hats. Now I'm a hat guy. I've always worn hats. It's something that I walk out the door, I put a hat on my head. It's something I've always done. But normally wear. Normally throughout most of my life I've wore baseball caps, and here in the past few years I've decided to change up my hat wearing a little bit and went with full brim hats like this right here. But I wanted to diversify my head wardrobe a little bit. And so I decided to try a flat hat. Now this is not something that I ever would have thought I'd wore. But when I saw this one, I thought, man, this hat's fantastic. I need it. So I ordered it. Without doing as much research on a company as I normally do before I order something. I'm kind of one of those guys that likes to have it in my hand. I like to feel it, and I like to try it on before I order it. Makes me a little nervous to order offline. Just say I'm old school. After I ordered it, I started reading some reviews on it, and I thought, oh no, I might have just screwed up. Now, there was a lot of complaints I saw online about them. A lot of people have problem with the fact that they claim to be this true grit, hardcore Bostonian store. But they're not located in Boston. They're located in Waltham, Massachusetts. Waltham, I think is how you pronounce that. And that's western suburb of Boston. So I don't know if a real Bostonian would consider that Boston or not. I don't know much about the Boston area, so as far as I'm concerned, it's Boston. If it's a suburb, it's Boston. A lot of other people were complaining about their fulfillment center being in Pennsylvania, Hanover, Pennsylvania. You know, I mean, you buy stuff from New York, from a business in New York City on Amazon, and they use a fulfillment center in Dallas, Texas sometimes. I mean, you know, if we start peeling the onion back on all these e-commerce businesses online, you're going to have a whole lot of disappointment going on, I'm afraid. Another problem people were having with this company is return policy, and this was all around Christmas time. Their return policy looks pretty straightforward to me. That you have a 30-day return period from the date of purchase, the day you buy this hat. They have a 30-day return period. Not return, exchange period, where you can exchange it for a hat. Different size, different color, whatever you want to do, or a 14-day return policy where you can return it and get full refund on it. I don't see anything unusual about that on the internet. I mean, it keeps you from buying a hat, wearing it for 3 months, and sending it back. I mean, you got to remember, once these people send you this hat, once they've sold you this hat and it's in your hands and you've put it on your head, they can't resell that hat. I mean, that hat is useless to them anymore. So they're just basically giving you a hat. So anyway, But, you know, a lot of this stuff was around Christmas time. People were doing their early Christmas shopping and getting their Christmas gifts. And then, you know, a month ahead of time, month and a half ahead of time. Of course, you know, if you're like me, you're doing Christmas shopping like 3 weeks beforehand. Anyway, and when they opened it up on Christmas morning, it's too big, you know, or too small, or they just didn't like it and wanted to return it. Well, they were outside their window already on return policy. Now, should Boston Scally do something a little bit different during Christmas time? That's on them. Another complaint people had about it was the sizing on it. They would get it and it was too big. They would get it and it was too small. Yeah, I had to order the medium large. Normally I would order a large. I had to order the medium large. Boston Scally has gone to the trouble of putting a sizing chart online for you. Right on their website, underneath every hat, there's a sizing chart. And if you go through it and look at the sizing chart, if you measure your head properly, it even tells you how to measure your head, what the best procedure for measuring your head for size is. I know my hat size. I'm a 7 3/8. The closest one they had was 7 1/2. And it was within my range of centimeters or inches. And so that's the one I ordered. And it was a perfect fit when I got it. Now, Boston Scally, they want to go to the trouble of making sure you get a hat that fits. Why? Because if you have to send it back, you've tried it on. They can't resell that hat. So they want to make sure that hat fits you. I told my wife some of these complaints and stuff that people had on here, and she said, and I quote, "It sounds like a bunch of whiny little bitches to me." So I don't know. That's coming from my wife. Now, so far, I have had 100% perfect customer service. Because I went online, I ordered the hat, got a confirmation email. 4 days later, it showed up on my front porch. Hey, that is absolutely perfect customer service, right? And it fit perfect. Perfect customer service. Can't get any better than that, people. If you're a package guy, if you like packaging, this is not going to be a hat for you, because this is what it came in. Now, I have no problem with that myself. I mean, the less packaging there is, the cheaper the packaging, the lower the cost on the hat, as far as I'm concerned. But it came in this box with this inserted in the hat, so it held its form. Now, when I pulled this thing out of the box, this is how I felt. It was pretty amazing. I felt kind of like this, holding it up in the air. And proclaiming how awesome it was. So, but I get like that when I open up any hat that I've ordered. I get like that with the hat because, man, I don't know. I am a hat guy. Of course, I mean, if you watch any of my other videos, you know I love hats. So my wife is a seamstress of sorts. She does quilting, and she's very, very good at sewing. So I threw this hat to her, and I said, "What do you think about it, sweetheart?" And she went through it, and she dug through it, and looked at it real good, and she looked at all the stitching and stuff on it. Now you can see some of the stitching on there, how straight it is. She came across one little area she didn't like, and that was that little tag right there. She said, "That's gonna fray." But look where it is. It's tucked underneath the hat band in the back. So, I don't know. Not too worried about that. Let's see how this thing looks. Now guys, if you're looking for a hat, look at that. Perfect fit. Beautiful hat. Guys, if you're looking for a hat that kind of stands out a little bit when you're out having a cold beer in a restaurant eating, or just walking through the grocery store. Ladies, if you want to get your man a hat that kind of stands out a little bit, not everybody in the whole area is going to have. I mean, anybody can go down to the Target and buy a flat hat made by Levi or whoever, and wear it, and go to any department store and buy a hat that everybody else on the street's going to be wearing. Or you can order you a nice, unique hat. They have, this is all about, on their website it tells you, read the description of these hats. It talks about being from the true grit, just hardcore Bostonian type people. And I don't really care about all that, to be honest with you. I just love the hat. It's a freaking awesome hat. So it stands out. I get compliments on it all the time. And my one of my sons looked at it and he said, "Dad, that fits you. It looks old." I'm like, "What are you trying to say, son?" Anyway, but check them out. They're pretty good hats. My wife had no complaints about it. Now, a lot of people were complaining because they're made, the label said made in People's Republic, China. And I can't find where this hat says anywhere. There's this tag that's on there, but I can't find anywhere on there that says anything about being made in China. I don't know where it was made. I have no idea, but that's the guys right there. The only complaint, now I will say this, the only complaint that I have about this hat is that inside there. I love that it's there, but it's a vinyl kind of material, and it's gonna fade out. I mean, it's not gonna last long. It's gonna wind up as I sweat and everything in this hat, it's gonna wind up in my hair down the drain. It's gonna wear out. But anyway, that's the only complaint I have about the hat. So guys, if you like a hat that's different from everybody else, if you're trying to get away from the ball cap scene, ball caps, that's kind of a young man's game in my mind. So if you're ready to have a little bit more maturity with your headgear, give Boston Scally a look. Pretty good. All right, that's all I got to say about it. Give me a quick like, quick subscribe. It's free. It's fun. Well, maybe not too fun, but it's free. You can subscribe to my channel for free. I don't know what everybody else does, but my subscriptions are free. Anyway, give me a look. Give me a look at some more of my videos. I've got some other hat videos where I didn't do reviews on them, but I have done some stuff with hats before in the past. Anyway, give them a look. And thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.